Get it while it's hot, the Dude Mungus 3000.
What do you want from me?
No monkey.
Dude and Dudette, say what up? It's your boy Dude Mungus, man. Your boy's excited today. We're about to get out of here. It is early in the morning. It is around 8 o'clock. It's about 45 degrees. It's going to warm up to around 60. But anyway, we are here because it is time for my little vacuum cleaner cold start. But no, we've officially crossed over and we've made our mileage for our first service. We're actually at 701 miles, so I'm 101 miles past my 600-mile service. But yeah, if something happens on the way, I will cue you guys in. But I just kind of want to go through the process and show you guys what all is done for the first service. Now, I'm not for sure. This is a new shop to me, so I'm not for sure if I'll be able to go in the back or whatever. But at least we'll get the receipt and we'll talk about what was done. Should pretty much be an oil change and then just basically checking to make everything is okay. I had a little booklet that showed everything that was done, but I misplaced it. But anyway, I'm not gonna go hold you guys too long. Let's get about this piece. You know what, I'm figuring since the service is not gonna be too long, I will go over my first 600-mile impression, well, 700-mile impression of this bike. And I'm really trying not to repeat myself from the first ride video, but I gotta say, man, one feature I absolutely love about this bike, and it is, I promise, is the silliest thing in the world, but when you go to start it, most bikes you have to push and hold until the bike starts. This has an assist start. You just literally tap the button and it cranks up. I freaking love that daggone feature. But yeah, let's go and get out of here and get the rolling. Got some petrol. It normally takes a second for the light to catch up, but I absolutely love that it has a gas gauge and it has a gauge to tell you how many miles you have left before you reach empty. As a daily rider, as a commuter, that's so freaking useful. Because a lot of times you're just wondering and you're kind of dependent on your light to come on, and then when your light come on, you're like, yep, let's go. Okay, so you can see now it's reset and it's up to 125 miles I have to the tank. And then you have the digital gauge that shows full. There's a lot of pollen out here, so sorry if you can't read the dash, but as a commuter, oh my goodness, that is so freaking useful. This bike, you kind of got a heads up. Like, I knew, hey, I'm about to travel 60 miles. This says 45 miles. Don't even push it, bro. Don't even push it. Just go ahead and fill up. Like, that was good. You know what I'm saying? So that is something I definitely appreciate. And something else, and I should have talked about, oh, we might have a chance to talk about it now. It has like this, dang it, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it's like this, man, I forget the technical name of it. Somebody's gonna have to help me out with it. It's like this stall out assist. So if you're at a dead stop and you're about to take off from a light, from a stop, whatever, you're at a dead stop and you're about to take off, the bike will sense if you're not giving the bike will sense if you're not giving it enough RPM and how you're letting out the clutch. If it's not enough, the bike will automatically raise the RPM so you don't stall out. So it's like this, I don't know if you want to call it a stop start assist or whatever you want to call it. It's something, but anyway, it's cool as heck. And it's making me feel like I'm a boss, and I'm like, maybe I'm not as much of a boss as I thought. Because when it happens, you'll feel like this, and I don't know if you can hear it, but you'll actually feel this grunt in the motor. Like, you'll go to take off, right, and you'll be at whatever RPM, so you're like, let's just say you're at this RPM, and that's not enough. It'll do this like to get you going. It literally opens the throttle, twists the throttle, whatever it does to help you to make sure you don't stall out. This, for me, Suzuki, is a drastic change from the Ducati I've been on for 3 years, because you go from an L10, L-twin to an inline 4. But I have to admit, bro, something I've always loved about inline 4s, even though, you know, Deadshot is Deadshot, and that's my boy. I've always loved inline 4s just because of how smooth they are and how manageable they are to ride. It's not that they're not strong, it's not that they're not powerful, it's just smooth. Extremely smooth, very easy to ride. And then again, don't take offense to this. Easy to ride doesn't mean it's weak, doesn't mean, you know, it ain't a boss. It just means that it's easy to ride, bro. It's like, it's very user-friendly. So coming from Ducshop, my 2012 Ducati 1199, that's before electronics really started becoming a thing. You know, they were kind of experimenting at that time before they came hardcore and electronics pretty much came on every bike. So for you guys that don't know, Deadshot, I'm always referring to my 1199 Panigale. So Deadshot was before the electronic craze. So Deadshot was traction control, engine braking, and it had the option for the quick shifter. That's literally all the electronics that came on the bike. That was it. It was pretty daggum raw. I always considered that bike the Dodge Viper of the motorcycle world because it was so powerful and it was so freaking raw. Just like when the Viper first came out, that joint was it was ridiculous. That bike, so you really had to hone in your skills and be on your game with that bike because it was instantaneous torque, like instant. You cut the bike on, you have all 90 foot-pounds of torque as soon as you cut the bike on. Now this bike isn't as aggressive, even though it still feels strong, but you can tell the torque isn't there as soon as you cut the bike on. You got to get into the power a little bit, and then okay, yeah, you will feel the torque. Now I do feel from other inline fours I've rode, even modified ones, I do feel like this torque comes on earlier than other bikes. I feel like this torque, this down low and mid range comes on earlier than some of the other bikes. Something else I've enjoyed about this daggum bike, hey, another thing for y'all that's new, you hear the daggum come out, I mean, it just got real. Something else I enjoy about this daggum bike is just that it works, bro. It literally just works. Now there is not one thing I've found about this bike that stands out like, oh my god, this is the best I've ever felt in the world. Oh my god, this is truly groundbreaking and innovative. But that's the beautiful thing about it. It's not any better than, name a top tier bike, any top tier sport bike, name any one of them. It's not any better than a top tier sport bike, but it's not any worse either. It's just it's just good is what it is. My only hang up about this bike is the braking system. That's it. Now this is my first bike with ABS, and I'm not for sure if that's playing a module or playing a factor in it, but this is my only gripe with the bike is the brakes. You know, some bikes you'll be like, do this, and it's like, I'm doing it. It's like overhyped to do it. Deadshot. Oh my god, you tell Deadshot to do anything, he is like happy. He's like, yes, let's do it. Then some bikes you'll be like, hey, let's do this, and it's like, that was a suggestion, sir. You gave me 80% throttle. By my calculation, sir, the terrain and the conditions does not call for 80% throttle. So what I'm going to give you, sir, I'm going to give you a good 35, and let's see how that works. But this bike, bro, it even though I know it's electronically restricted, it doesn't seem to be regulating me. Like I'm not talking about full out top speed MotoGP, we on the track, get. I'm talking normal everyday riding. Just normal everyday riding. It doesn't seem to be restricting me as much as the other bikes. Something else I like about this bike, and I think I mentioned it before, so coming from my Ducati 1199, which is probably one of the smallest bikes I've ever been on, it literally feels like a 600 with liter bike power is what it feels like. This bike reminds me of that because I promise this has to be one of the slenderest, if that's a word. This has to be one of the slender liter bikes out there. I am super impressed with the handling of this bike. I don't recall being on a stock bike that handled this well, minus the M1000. Now the difference between this bike and the M1000 is I never got a chance to put the M1000 through its paces. Now I did get some miles on the M1000, but I didn't get a chance to really put it through its paces. Like, I would enjoy getting, you know, 500 miles on the M1000. Let me hold the M1000 for, you know, a month or two, and let me really put it through its paces. Now that I would absolutely love. Even in that short time, that M1000 was probably one of the best handling bikes I've ever been on, and that also was my first time being on a bike that had winglets, and that's pretty impressive. And the reason I bring up that comparison is because, and you just got to do it. The M1000 is right at what, $38,000 or $40,000 brand new. This is a $17,000 bike. We call it $18,000 with taxes, whatever you want to call it. This is a $18,000 bike that is on par with the M1000. Like, this bike it's really good, and I can't stress enough how good this bike is. I know a lot of people stay away from Gixxer because of the stereotypes, or bro, something I got a lot in the Ducati page, especially once I started modifying my Ducati for my riding style. Something I got a lot was, you don't do that to a Ducati. That's something you do to a Gixxer because the Jap bikes don't do this and don't do that. That's something you do to a Kawasaki because the Jap bikes don't do this and don't do that. And you know, you try your best to ward that stuff off, like, man, you know, whatever. But it gets to you a little bit. You jump on one of these bikes, people just swear is not as good as the Italian or the German bike. And it is as good. It's honestly probably better. And it's probably better as an entire package. Now, I'm not saying this bike probably won't. I still have a lot of research to do about Suzuki and the Gixxer platform. People throw out these numbers like K5, K6, K7. I have no idea what that means. Now, I have a lot of learning to do about this platform, and I'm sure this platform has its quirks. It has its, you know, it has its hang-ups. But what I can tell you is this bike works, bro. As a complete package between the performance, working, and reliability, bro, I don't know, bro. Gixxer got a pretty good, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Like I said, I can't say for sure. This is my first Gixxer. I only have a little over 700 miles, so I still have a lot to go before I can talk about the reliability factor. That being said, I think some of these guys need to either ride a newer generation or newer technology jet bike before you start just instantly hating on somebody. I think it's time for people to chill out on thinking Jap bikes aren't as good, maybe because they come from Jap. Like, y'all gotta chill out on that, because I can't lie, y'all really had me thinking something was gonna be wrong with the Jap bikes, even though I still bought it sight unseen, even though I still bought it without riding one. Y'all really had me thinking something was gonna be wrong with this, bro. And bro, this is probably the best bike I've been on in my life, bro. Probably the best bike I've been on in my life. And man, I'm telling you, man, I'm fully convinced. Don't even take my opinion for it. Get yourself on the Gixxer and ride it and see what you think. Oh yeah, something else, I can't believe it's actually slipped my mind, but something else I absolutely love about this bike is the ride, bro. It is extremely comfortable. Something else I like, that clutch isn't heavy, man. You could sit there, I mean, I let it go, but you could actually sit there and hold it. It's really not heavy at all. I like that. For day commuting, that's good. It means I'm not gonna end up like the Hulk by the time I get to my next destination, or if I get stuck in traffic, I'm not gonna end up like the Hulk. Didn't be able to see nothing in here too. Oh yeah, my ND filter on. What's up? Oh, the selection has went way down since I was up here. And buy bikes fast as heck. Hey, Dudette, what up? It's your boy Dude Mungus. Hey, you see your boy? Your boy's a Gixxer guy now. I'm a Suzuki guy now. I forgot my hat, so I was like, yeah, I need a hat. You know, I got this hair back here. I was like, I need to regulate this hair. And I was like, I need a hat. And all I seen was the Hondas and the Yamahas. Then I seen the Suzuki. Didn't even cross my mind that I have a Suzuki. I still got to get used to I own a Suzuki. So I seen the Suzuki and Kawasaki. I was like, oh, let me get this Kawasaki. And I was like, wait, time out. I do have a Suzuki, sir. Let me get that Zook up in there. So yeah, you will see me rocking this a little bit more. I guess I got to get me some Gixxer material. But anyway, we're here for the first service. Once they finish up, I will go over everything they've done to the bike, which I think is really daggone basic. But I think it's an oil change, just making sure everything is as it should be. But anyway, and I also, something I will suggest, if you can afford it, if you can't, no hard feelings, no big deal. I'm not harping on you, nothing. But if you can afford it, get that service plan. It is worth it, because I am walking in the door, dropping off my bike, getting it serviced, and walking out. Now I know I paid for it with my bike, but dude, it is such a good feeling to walk in somewhere, drop the keys off. Yep, here you go. This is going on. Fix it, and then walk out. Oh. It's a good feeling. So first service came out to a total of $302.95. This is what the plan pays for. All of your basic services. Pretty much it's just an inspection, just to make sure everything is working as it should, because at 600 miles really not much should be going on. So the bike is officially broken. Well, it's past the 600 mile service, so I'm still working on getting it broke in, but I'm pretty much about to ride it just how I've been riding it. They checked the chain, they checked the brakes, clutch, just to make sure everything was working fine. So yes, first service is done, and it's time to give this thing a full yeet. So we're gonna have a fun ride back. Oh yeah, we going yeet now, buddy. Whatever reservation I had before is gone. It's gone. We about to get to it. I don't know. I really don't know if that got unlocked, but it feel like something got unlocked. Holy crap! This just seems like it's pulling much stronger. Maybe break-in oil from the factory and the Suzuki full synthetic oil was different. This joint is yeah, that's all right. That's dang up all right. Man, junk seemed to be shifting a little bit smoother too. I will admit, since this service has been done, it seems like you can feel when the power switches over. I really don't know what this is. I need to do better research and figure out what the system is called, but it's almost like, not VTEC, but Suzuki's version of VTEC. Let me get some space and I'll try to get a pull where you guys can see if you can feel it. Let's do it from third and see if you can hear it. All right, we're starting at 6,000 RPM. You hear it kick in? RPM. You hear it kick in? I don't know if you guys can hear it.
Blue chocolate. Thank you for watching, dude. The market. The market. Thank you for watching, dude. The market.
Try another one. See what you do. Come on back. Pull, baby. Nice. I'm not mad at that, buddy. I'm not mad at that. For stock, I'm not mad at that at all. Heck yeah.